All right, guys, I'm going to help you through the first few of these questions to not only make sure we know exactly how to type this in Canvas, but also to help us make sure we get our minimum score and can move on here. So it says, this is question number 1 in your Canvas quiz. It says, write an equation to represent the story. Use the variable as assigned. Type your answer with no spaces. That means I've already assigned the variable for you. I've already done that really important first step of what is the question asking? Okay, let's make a variable for it. So here's what I mean. Here is the actual situation. You are, okay, try again. You are saving money to buy an iPad, and you know you will need a total of $737 after tax. If tax is 7.6%, what is the original price of the iPad? So I have already done this part for you right here. Let X equal the original price of the iPad. One of the things I want you guys to really notice here, because sometimes people do more than what's actually been asked, and then you do all this work and type in all your solutions, and then you get 0, and then you're freaking out because why did you just get 0? These words in blue right here, this is the only part you actually have to do, is write an equation. You do not have to solve the equation yet today. We'll do that next time, but all you have to do is write the equation. Okay, so I am going to go over to, I hope you all have a piece of paper out. If you don't have a piece of paper, get a piece of paper right now. Pause me and get a piece of paper. I'm going to think through the important information here. I do see a percent. It's 7.6%. And I know that there's a total, and I know that that percent is tax, and that tax is addition. So let me switch screens here so that you can see what I'm writing on the paper now. It's going to be the fun part of this video, is all back and forth. So this is what I have on my paper. Get a piece of paper out, label it. And then as you're reading that question there, let's write down on our paper first. And I know sometimes when all it is one thing and you're not showing a bunch of steps, sometimes you guys have a tendency to not write it down and just immediately type it in. There's 2 problems with that. The number 1 problem is that we make a lot more mistakes that way because our brain isn't fully processing everything. And the number 2 problem is now that we have to have a minimum score, if you don't hit your minimum score and now you have to go through and do it again and you didn't write anything, that gets a lot more frustrating a lot more quickly. So we want to save ourselves that frustration, and we're going to write. So you are saving money to buy an iPad. You need a total of $737. So I'm going to start like this, because we know that total goes on the end there. When we have a percent, we also know that it just starts with X, the original price. Tax means addition. The original price plus 7.6% of the original price. We also have to remember, we're going to write this down on our paper so that we have this in our brain, 7.6% as a decimal is 0.076. And we find that by doing the percent divided by 100, right? You divide by 100 and you get that decimal. And that is the decimal that goes right here, 0.076x. The original price plus 7.6% of the original, remember they both have to have the X on it, equals the total. And that is all you type in here. Let's go back to Canvas and make sure we know exactly how to type this in. So I look at my paper now and I say, okay, X plus 0.076X equals 737. That's what you're typing in. You're not actually solving this equation. You're just writing the equation. That's what this paper is. Let's try another one. Question 2. Again, here in big blue letters, write an equation. You're not solving it yet, just write the equation to represent the story. Use the variable as assigned, type your answer with no spaces. Here we go. It says, a repairman charges $40 for a house call and $75 per hour for each hour worked. Okay, I'm processing some information here. $40 for a house call, $75 per hour for each hour worked. So $40, $75 per hour. I'm going to show you what I'm writing on my paper in just a minute. The total was 490. So I'm kind of going through that process that we went through as I gather my important information here. Here's what I mean. Just kidding, that's the exact same screen. This is what I want to share with you now. Okay, so here's what I just wrote down as I read that. It's a $40 fee just to get there, and then it's $75 per hour, and it equals $4.90. And then back on Canvas, it says X equals the number of hours. So we know that whatever is per hour is what goes with X. So my equation is going to be $75 per hour plus the $40 fee equals the total of $490. This is why I need to write things down before just typing things into Canvas, because there's a lot for your brain to process here. And as you write some notes to yourself, process that information, then you're ready to write your equation. So here we go back to Canvas. And I just want to make sure you guys understand also that there is more than one way that you can type it in. So some of you, when you read it, you think of the $40 first and then add the $75 per hour equals $4.90. That is perfectly acceptable. You could type it in like that. The way we wrote it on our paper was $75 per hour plus the $40 equals $4.90. Those two are the same equation. What really matters is that the X is with the 75 and that the 490 is the total, so it's after the equal sign. There's number 2. We're going to do one more together, and then I'm going to let you try the rest. Question number 3. Write an equation to represent the story. Use the variable as a sign. Type your answer with no spaces. Okay, a bank account has a total of $1,200. Each month, $100 is removed for a car payment. After how many months will the account have $400, and X is the number of months? Okay, this is a little bit trickier. I'm going to show you what I'm writing on my paper. So for number 3, here's what they told me. The bank account right now has $1,200. That's the current amount in the account. Every month we take out $100. That's got to be a subtraction or a negative because we're taking out $100. And we want to know, when is it going to get to 400? So actually, that's like my total. A lot of us like to think of 1,200 as the total because that's the total amount in there. And you can set it up that way. But I think the easiest way to look at this is saying, okay, we have 1,200. We're taking out $100 per month. So X is the number of months. So X goes with the 100. And we're looking for, when do we get to 400? Okay. And actually, before I switch back and type that one in, I'm going to help you with one more. So hopefully we can definitely get 4 of these right. So question number 4 says, Jasmine wants a new piano for her birthday. She went to a piano superstore where all pianos were 40% off. 40% off. This is a discount. That means I am subtracting 0.4x. That's what that means. It's a discount, 40% off. Jasmine ended up paying a total of $4,500 for the discounted piano. What was the regular price? Okay, taking all this information together, I can say the original minus 40% of the original equals $4,500. Okay, let's go back to Canvas and make sure we know how to type those other 2 in. And if I can find the right screen. Going back and forth is obviously tricky for me. So question number 3, we said start with 1,200, take away 100 every month, and when will that equal 400? See how I did that with no spaces? Question number 4, original price of the piano minus 40% of the original price. So both of these have the X. Remember, that's how those percent ones work. And that ended up equaling 4,500. Okay, so you definitely have the first 4. You now understand how to type the equation in. You hopefully now understand that that's all you're doing is typing the equation in. You guys keep going. Read question number 5, write some notes down for yourself, and all you type in this box is the equation. If you have any questions or get confused on anything, please ask.